Hello and good evening, all of you. So this is Amit Podar, and I'm here to present a very interesting topic and a very challenging one as well, that how to prepare for career-related questions during the personal interview or other form-related queries. So once we look at, the interview preparations, it's very crucial that the aspirant, or of course the students, are very clear on what next. See, once you have taken your examination, CAT and other exams, the second level is interviews, GDPIs, WAT, etc. And if you ask me, I would definitely tell you that this stage is even more important than the previous one. The previous one was important, no doubt about it. But here, what are we looking at? We are looking at converting the calls which I get. So here, these kind of questions, when they appear in the interviews or in the format of SOPs, it becomes very important. So one has to really be very serious about preparing on it. If I give you a similar parallel example on how to go about thinking about a career or about what should be done in future, see, once somebody starts that journey of MBA or journey in the B school, the journey is definitely very important. But what is more important is that where do you wish to go? Please understand this very basic point over here, all of you. The journey is definitely very important, but the importance of journey is only when I reach somewhere at the end of my journey somewhere. It's like, what if I'm traveling, on a train, and somebody asks me, hey, why are you traveling on it? Or why are you in the train? Or on the train for that matter. So I can say 10, 15 good things about the train. That, okay, it's very safe. I love, the journey. The view outside is really amazing. It's very affordable to me. See, those kind of answers are fine, which means I'm praising the train itself. That, okay, see how beautiful, how good this place is, and I'll get good people around me, and I can talk to them. I can, build my connections. Great. But the point is, if I don't tell the people about where am I going, then my journey is of no use. The same way, when somebody wants to pursue an MBA or wants to get into a B school, of course, that's my journey. I'll get a lot of knowledge, skills, connections, a lot of things inside a B school. A great course curriculum as well, of course. But then, how do I take this forward? That becomes very important. I would just keep it. I'll say, okay, I've learned a lot of things. I have built my skills and knowledge. Now it's enough. That's it. Then people would think that, okay, probably I'm not using whatever I've got. So whatever skills and knowledge I've gained, I should be able to use it. Then this question comes in. That, okay, now where do you wish to go in the short term, in the medium term, in the long term? So that analogy, I hope, makes it very clear. The journey is important, but the destination is equally or even more important, right? So B schools, they actually want students to be very clear on it. Okay, let me not use this word very clear, but then have some clarity on the next step. You'll sit in my class in a B school, so you should have a purpose. Then why are you here? You're doing finance or business analytics or HR or marketing or whatever. But then where do you wish to go? That you need to tell us. From the B school's perspective I'm talking of. You need to tell us. so that I also feel proud that, okay, the student sitting in my class knows where is he or she going to be in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, right? So this is actually the reason behind why somebody would ask you about this particular career related question, right? So in any question on why MBA definitely focuses on my career clarity. Why on this journey? Hey, where do you wish to go? So that ways. So this question definitely pertains to career clarity. A lot of people that say that, sir, I'm just a fresher, so I don't know much about where I would be after some years from now. And I don't even know what kind of specialization would I take. And probably look sensible that, I've not explored the course curriculum much so far. Once I enter a B school, in the first year, probably I'll understand the whole syllabus and the course curriculum in a better manner. And then in the second year, I can choose my specialization. Because see, if I don't know what specialization I'm going to get into, how do I know that what will I do after 5 years or 10 years or 15 years? So see, looks and sounds sensible. That's fine. But then, can somebody be totally blank on this? What if there is a counter question to your answer when you say all these things to the interview panel? That, sir, I'll first of all explore in the first year and then I'll decide what should I do. So they may agree to this, but still they would like to know something. I mean, give some ideas about, you want to start your business, you want to, join some FMCG or consumer durable. Where do you want to go? I mean, give me some clarity on that, right? So there's no perfect answer on career. Okay, this is what I want to be, and MBA will help me reach there. And there may be other ways of reaching that goal as well. That's fine. So you may not be able to come up with a perfect kind of answer where you may not face any counter questions. That may not happen because interviews are about counter questions, right? So don't worry when you answer these kind of questions, and once you get some counter questions on your answer. In fact, be happy. Let's see, I've answered something, and now somebody's asking me further. Why finance? Why a career in investment banking? Why would you like to get into those decision-making roles? What do these top management people do? You want to become a CEO? Great, very good. So tell me the daily routine of a CEO. What if you're a CEO today? So what do you think you'll do in the office? Early morning, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever. So that kind of thing. So which means whatever you say, you are expected to know something about whatever you say, right? So that logical thinking process. So if you say finance, of course, people would ask you about finance. So what do people as a finance manager do? So they would like to know it, right? So these kind of questions on your answer, I would say, is part of the business. And one should just be logical in whatever they say rather than worry much about it, right? So logical thinking is very crucial. And see, it should not look like that I don't know what I want to become. I'm doing an MBA. Why? Because others are also doing it. So these days, everybody who does a graduation needs a post graduation. So I'm doing a post graduation. I mean, if that is the case, why don't you do an MCOM after BCom? Or probably why don't you do an MTech after BTech? So you can do all those kind of things. So why here? If you want to just follow others, there are a lot of people doing so many other things. So see, they want to also know about your independent decision making in deciding about your career. How much actually is your part and how much is the part of others? I mean, when they motivate you that, okay, do this or do that, right? So even independent decision making is just, of course, your maturity. Maturity as in, if in case uh, you want to become an entrepreneur and then somebody asks you, okay, so as a career, you want to start your own business. Very good. Amazing. Okay, what business? Then you say, sir, restaurant business, for example. Then what? Again, another question. Okay, can you tell me your revenue model? So, can you tell me your revenue model? Which means what? Which means they actually are, they actually want to know that, have you given it a thought? Have you at least thought of some profits, or what, from where will you get the revenue? What location have you chosen? Something, some ideas. And if I'm not able to even say that, so I don't show maturity, right? So they want to check your maturity as well. And of course, future orientation, your ambition. That's again another uh, reason for asking career related or path related questions. See, it's about path and goal actually, or goals. Let me say that way. Path is a B school. Goal can be short term and long term. In your career, where do you see yourself? A lot of students, you know what? When you ask them about your short term and long term career goals, I tell you, a lot of students, they do one mistake. You know what? In the short term career goal, a lot of students, of course, uh, wrongly, they say that doing MBA is their short term career goal. And now there is a problem. There is a problem. Why is there a problem? When I say that my short term career goal is doing an MBA, there is a problem. Because doing MBA is not a career. I mean, that's the path, that's not the goal. So a lot of times in their SOP also people write these kind of answers. Oh, my short-term goal or short-term career goal is to do an MBA. Career will start after your MBA. 2 years of MBA, and then the career starts. So one has to be clear on these kind of uh, answers. Answer whatever the question is, right? So future orientation and ambition. How passionate are you about your career? You only talk of posts, or you are interested in roles? See, it's not about the post, it's also about the job role. What role would you like to play? Oh, I want to be a manager. Okay, what do they do? What do they do? What kind of manager? What kind of company? What kind of sector? That ways. Plus, when they ask you about the career related uh, queries or questions, they see how you're able to correlate things, your past with present and with future. And a lot of times they would say, okay, you want a career in finance? And then you would say, yes, sir, I want a career in finance. And what have you done in your graduation? You would say, sir, I did my mechanical engineering. Very good. You did your mechanical engineering. And then as a placement, where are you working? Sir, I'm working in an IT company. Oh, amazing. You are a mechanical engineer. You're working with some IT company. And now you want to do MBA in finance. See? Now, so I'm not saying this answer is wrong. There's nothing wrong with these kind of answers. See, while I was doing my engineering in mechanical, I got opportunities in IT sector. The job opportunities were huge, and I got a lucrative offer. And I was interviewed, I was tested, and then I got through. That was my opportunity. I took advantage of that. And I did those programming and other languages in my course curriculum as well, apart from the mechanical subjects. So I took up this opportunity based on the market. And after 2-3 years of work experience, now, after working with my bosses and other people in my team, I realized that finance is something which attracts me now. So that kind of correlation with your studies, your work experience, with MBA and the later career option, right? So, see, they are not looking for a very standard answer, which is the best. It's not right or wrong answer. It is well justified answers. How much have you thought is what is more important over here. Ability to sustain cross questioning is more important here. And I'm not saying that you can sustain all their questions. The point is, how long can you sustain? Is it your answer? Is it someone else's answer? So those kind of things, right? So demonstrate some correlation with your past experience. You might be a student of life sciences. You might be a student of, say, botany or biotechnology, and now you want to do something very different. Not a problem. You can talk of your experiences. How during your college, how during your education, you experienced those uh, team situations, and you were, attracted towards that, right? So that is what again they look for. Uh, See, when you look at career wise, of course, whatever I study in a B school will form a large part of my career later on. So it is very mandatory. It is mandatory to go through the course curriculum or whatever specialization you're going to take. Say, for example, if it's SPJAN and you want to go for their operations management program, you need to know about the course curriculum so that you can answer career related questions. What do people do after operations management and supply chain? What do they do? So I go to an interview without looking at the course curriculum at that particular B school. I mean, it's a big risk, which means I'm, in a nowhere land kind of. So it's very crucial that whatever interview you face, please go through that B school's course curriculum. And if it is a specialized program, I mean, the urgency is even far more, right? So, to understand the career prospects after MBA, you can also dig deep and follow some LinkedIn profiles of your seniors or somebody who has done MBA some 7 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line in the specialization which you are interested in. And you can always see their growth path. And based on their growth path, you can carve your own niche or carve your own, way forward kind of path. So this way you would know that what are the prospects after MBA in finance or HR or marketing or any other specialization, sustainability management or something like that, right? So a lot of colleges, they have very different programs. SM program of IIM Lucknow for that matter, or business analytics program of say IIM Bangalore or other colleges, and programs like say agri-business, for example. So I have to be very careful on their particular course curriculum. And after saying all this, I would tell you that whatever specialization you take, around 60-70% of the syllabus remains the same, more or less, in the first year. You can really look into that. Plus, later on, you need to do what? You need to figure out some electives in your final year or the second year or the final semester. So that's how they train you, actually. So people who are from engineering background or humanities or commerce or medicine or finance, they need to demonstrate correlation with whatever they did and whatever they want to do as a career. If you're able to match that up somewhere, that looks good. And see, it's not necessary that you always give very specific answers. You can also give a general answers in terms of decision-making roles, policy, strategy. These things are fine. But then if you say strategy and you don't know the difference between strategy and planning, I mean, then they would say, hey, you want to get into strategy and you don't know what is planning and what is strategy. Right? So whatever you utter from your mouth, you need to know about that particular, jargon or words, whatever you talk of. Right? Okay. And sometimes, the gap year thing also comes into picture, wherein people ask you, hey, why did you take a gap of 1 year or 2 years? So you can always say, sir, I was very serious about my career and I wanted to get to a top B school. So I prefer to wait than to get into any B school. I was not ready to, kind of uh, go for something less than that I deserve. So I was not able to settle for that. So that's why I took a gap. I was looking for this kind of specialization because I am looking at this particular career. That's why this gap year actually taught me a lot of lessons. So there's nothing wrong about it. In a way, you can explain your gap year. What do you do? How do you improve yourself? And how serious were you about your future ambitions and goals? So, and see, a lot of times career related questions can be worded in different phrases. Sometimes they may ask you about why do you want to study management? See, now this is also a career related question. Hey, why do you want to study management? Again, the question is on path. Why marketing? Why finance? Why study management? And then you have to talk about I'll gain knowledge, I'll gain skills, I'll uh, develop contacts to do XYZ in future. So that way you relate that with your future. Now, this question is very specific, the next one. Why do you want a career management? So this is again a straightforward question, management as a career. So my personality is like that. I want to, work in teams, allocate resources, you know, take policy decisions for my company, be the face of the company, deal directly with clients. That's why I want career management. Of course, it's lucrative, money and all those things are there, but you'll have to talk of the broader aspects first, and then you can talk of other things. And where do you see yourself in 10 years down the line? Where do you see yourself 5 years down the line? See, 5 years from now would be 2 years MBA and then 3 years. That's how you calculate. Yes or no? 5 years from now is like 2 years of MBA and then 3 years. So we're talking of 3 years in the career. 10 years from now would be like 2 years of MBA and then 8 years down the line. So be very careful. See, in 7, 8 years, you cannot become a CEO of a company. I mean, normally I'm saying you can become a CEO of your own company in 2 years or 1 year or from the beginning itself. That's a different story, right? That's a different story. But otherwise, genuinely, if you look at a formal organization, the corporate structure, becoming a CEO or a COO or CFO, all these, CXO terms, one has to be realistic while answering that kind of question. Be ambitious, but then be realistic. So while answering your questions on this, be ambitious, but be realistic, right? Now, look at these last two questions where it says, what are your goals and what are your career goals? I'm sure you can see the stark difference between these two. Can you? Of course. What are your goals is like broader perspective. What are your goals? What are your career goals is more specific to the career. So, what are your goals is like my life goals also. Oh, I want to travel the whole world. I want to go back to my village and build a school, for the people out, for the students out there. Or I'd like to, be happy. I'd like to be remembered as somebody who uh, is socially responsible. See, these are like general goals. Within that comes career goals. So life goals and career goals. So be very careful while you answer these kind of questions. See, these kind of questions may not only appear during interviews. I tell you, before interviews, all these B schools these days, they give you some or the other kind of questionnaire to be filled. This year, we see a lot of colleges, they have started giving the first shortlist. First shortlist, as in anybody who has just cleared the basic cutoffs and overall cutoffs, they'll have to fill the form. In the form, there'll be like 10, 20 questions on you, your background, your hobbies, your goals, everything. And then after that, once they look at everything, then they give you a final call for interviews, which means the first shortlist is not an interview call. A lot of people did it this year, and they are doing it now also. So SOPs become very crucial while answering these kind of career related questions. So part of interview, I would say, in a way, it's your resume. You present your resume to them. They look at your CV, in this case, SOP, and based on your SOP or CV, they start asking questions based on what next. Where would you like to go from here? So that kind of thing, right? Okay. So as I already told you, the path and the goal. So it's about connecting the dots. Any question on career should be connected to two more dots. Two more dots. So one would be like you as a person, your strengths, your achievements. Yeah. And the second dot would be why you like to study management here. And why do you want this kind of career? So why management? That kind of question. So you connect the first dot you, the second dot the B school, and the third dot, where do you wish to go? Again, the same story. So you are on a train or on a plane. Somebody asks you, hey, why are you here? So of course you can say 10 things about how beautiful the place or the plane or the train is. But your answer will be not complete if you don't tell them where are you going? What are your goals? What's your destination? Give me some idea about that. So then you'll be able to give a holistic or complete answer. So those three dots should be connected, right? And say sometimes they may put you in a difficult situation. The same thing about career can be tweaked and asked in a different manner altogether. Hey, if you do not get through this institution this year, what will you do? So, okay, your college or MBA is just my path. Actually, my goal is something, to do with managing a firm. So, whatever path I follow, I want to reach there. It can be a straight path or a diagonal or any path, but then I want to reach over there. So, my goal should not change. Once you're clear, I want to reach there. So, my goal should not change. I may take a bus or a car or a train or a plane to that location. But the idea is my goal should not change. That's what they're interested in. Oh, this career you thought of. अभी कैसे जाना है वो आप देख लो. पर पहुंचना मुझको वहां है. Right? Now, this again is a very tricky question. All of you. What alternative careers are you considering and why? So this is more like a backup plan. You know? So more like a backup plan. This career, yes, management as a career is great. What if you're a technical guy and you like to continue in your particular role? Role is as in your role is to, you know, do coding, decoding, and all those stuff, making codes. That's fine. So you do that, and you may say that okay, I'll continue in that career. That may be my alternate career, but this is what I prioritize. This is what I want to do. Otherwise, I'm already doing that. But this is what is my priority now, and I'm ready to leave my job to go and study in a B school. That ways. And the last question, just to know about your hidden motives. So they may want to know about your hidden motives. So if you had the complete freedom to choose your career, what career would you choose and why? I mean, some people may fall for this trap and they may start saying things. Oh, sir, I wanted to become an actor. I don't know why I'm here. I wanted to, do something else. It was just my parents who asked me to follow this path. I mean, don't fall, for this trap. You have complete freedom already. It's not that somebody is asking you, what if you had the I am totally free today to decide what my career is going to be. I'm not under any pressure. It's not somebody else pushing me towards management. So don't give those kind of answers. I hope that makes sense, right? So those people are smart people in the interview panel. They'll try to, by hook or crook, they would like to know the real person there, and whatever you are, you'll have to tell them, sir, this is what I am. It's not that, I'm under any pressure uh, to do an MBA. This is what I want to do. I hope you get the point, guys. So interesting. So as I told you that these days, different B schools, say I'm Code, they gave the first shortlist. They called a lot of students with who cleared the basic cutoffs, sectional and overall. And then see, these were the questions. Briefly outline your professional plans and career objectives in your own words. What does it mean? They want to know about my career. Substantiating why you want to pursue PGP and what you expect from it. Just a model kind of answer. Don't copy these kind of answer, but just somebody wrote this. My journey into management began much earlier than I realized. Back in school, I was always juggling activities, early morning jogs, school. So somebody's talking about multitasking. At the time, I felt like a hectic routine. But looking back, managing these activities taught me valuable life lessons. So particularly time management. So somebody's just trying to show you that, see, that this was the trigger, and that trigger actually helped me reach here. So trigger, they're talking about the trigger. So which means while somebody asks you about some career plan and all, you can always talk of the trigger, right? So that is how it should be. Okay. So further, this person has also written about the undergraduate studies, which is business management, BMS program, business management studies. So of course, that program directly relates to MBA actually. So one can easily convince a panel that, okay, see, this is what I did after 12th, and now I'm to do it further and, enhance my knowledge and dig deep into the same career, make better connects. A lot of times people may ask you, you have already done your finance, marketing, HR, everything in your BBA or BMS. So why do you need an MBA? You've done everything there. And then you start talking of the difference. Because sir, BBA and MBA was two entirely different worlds. In BBA, I found students with very similar background. But in an MBA, I'll find people from WorkX. I'll find people from engineering background and different backgrounds. So the peer learning is immense here. Plus, of course, I did my finance, marketing, HR operations in my BBA also. But sir, here I'll get in the depth of all these areas and specialize in one of them. See, that ways you can convince the person that I'm going to learn more things here. Of course, they know that you learn more things, but you need to also know, I'll also learn more things over here. Rather than falling prey to their questions. Okay, yes, sir, you are right. I already did all these things, finance, marketing, HR. So there's no need of going for an MBA. Let me work and grow in my life. I mean, that will be fine. But once you're there in an interview, I mean, you need to support your ambitions, right? So that becomes crucial. So just a model kind of answer over here. Again, another question in some other B school here. I'm Calcutta. Career goals, 100 words. 100 words. I mean, a brief of it. So somebody says, during my engineering, I designed a lot of graphic content for events held in my college. While creating such content, I was fascinated by the impact of engaging and appealing content. This made me realize the signal of marketing. So somebody again is giving the trigger. And that's how I want to make a career in marketing. See, brief, to the point answers. Right? So then I'm Calcutta, career related question. I'm Lucknow also has a question where they want you to explain why pursue education management and what is your career plan or what are your career plans. So again, career plans matlab short term, medium term, long term. So 3 to 5 years, 7 to 10 years, 15 years, that means. So you explain them. So here somebody talks of the academic knowledge in the college, in the graduation college. And here in the B school, I'll get a practical knowledge, application based learning, something on that. And this person used to work for Ernst & Young and was astonished by the fact that my senior managers had a very different way to put forth their views and thoughts while resolving issues. So, issue and problem solving, that again can be another way of looking at your career. That I'm somebody who would like to come up with solution. So, their work ethics, strategies to solve day-to-day problems, and decision-making capabilities made my thoughts inclined towards following a similar career path. So, inspiration. So, you can also answer based on inspiration. So I was inspired by my boss, my boss or boss's boss, and I want to be in this kind of field. That is. I'm looking forward to building a career along the key managerial lines in finance through this course and joining an investment banking firm. My ultimate goal is to create an impact in the society and work on its growth aspect and overall development. So again, looks good answer, but of course, there'll be 10 questions on this. So what is investment banking? How is it different from merchant banking? Who are underwriters? Tell us about mergers and acquisitions. What is the swap ratio? See, again, you've talked about investment banking. They did not talk about that. You are talking about it. So know about it. Know about the firms who do all these uh, mergers, acquisitions, and these kind of activities. So similar question, why do you wish to pursue education management? So career plans, education management, related questions. So further question here, provide an essay detailing your purpose in taking up postgraduate program. What is the purpose? Make a career. And this one is for HR program at I.M. Indore, which means somebody wants to know why are you interested in the HR program here? What kind of career would you like to make in future? Are you interested in training and development? If you say, yes, sir, I am. Okay, you're meant for HR. So do you know what is HRM then in that case? How is it different from HRD? See, Human Resource Development, HRD Ministry, if you know. Education is part of it, I think, right? Education Minister. So how do you relate both? So all these B schools, they have these kind of questions in their SOPs so that they can question you during their interviews. Okay. So now, last part of today's discussion. See, to further your answer or to probably get to something which is very specific in terms of short term, long term, medium term goals, you need to know the course, say electives, for example. I'm Ahmedabad, they give you a lot of electives. Economic environment and policy in India, economics of food quality, economics of organization, gender and work. See, these are like electives given to you at IIM Ahmedabad. asset-backed securitization, alternative investments, AI/ML in financial services. These days, AI is everywhere. Machine learning is like so crucial. Asset management. So if I do these subjects, what kind of job I'm looking forward to? Will I join an asset management firm, for example, or something similar to that? SM is like sustainability management program at I'm Lucknow. So specialized courses on systems thinking, social entrepreneurship. So one has to know what is a social entrepreneurship. What kind of career is this? So it's a 9-month long integrated project with industry. So during this program, you'll have to do this project. So they get involved in renewable energy projects, smart cities, etc. So they are associated with leading organizations like Tata Sustainability Group, SoftBank, etc. So these kind of research is required to answer questions based on career, right? Okay. This is finance-based question. Now, this program, if you look at this one, so liberal studies, again, it's a very different program. So this program is ideal for the young professional who wishes to pursue their careers in the business, social entrepreneur enterprises, healthcare. See, healthcare, hospitality. See, once I go for this program and somebody asks me what's my career plan, it has to hover around all these. Otherwise, my path will not align with my goals. And somebody interviewing me will not be convinced that why I'm there. Right? If it is PGP Finance, a 2-year full-time master's level program designed to equip students to pursue careers in the financial world in domains such as corporate finance, investment banking, wealth management, etc. So how to manage shares, stocks, mutual funds. If I have no idea about those things, I mean, how can I make a career in that? So one has to do this kind of research to answer questions based on short-term, long-term career goals. HR program has different subjects, organization behavior, and other subjects they have. It says the first year also introduces participants to psychometric instruments. So we need to figure out what is this. Behavioral labs, analytics and assessment centers to do what in future? Conflict management, do you see that? See, once you talk on these lines, they would know that, okay, you are very serious about my college. And you know what you're going to do with all this studies at this college or whatever pedagogy, they have. Some IIMs, they're like very creative. IIM Ranchi, in the PGP HRM, they give you the freedom to choose your own electives. I mean, that's so much different. So students who want to acquire a deeper understanding of any topic or explore a topic in depth can also pursue a course of independent study under the guidance of a faculty member. So anything you want to pursue, it's more like a PhD kind of thing, right? I mean, of course, not PhD, but similar to that. So Jammu also has something related to that. This is more, health administration, hospital management. So if I go for this course, my career has to align with whatever it is. The vital administrative functions of a hospital, accounts, human resource management, quality, logistics, supply chain, everything. More so in these kind of cases, waste management becomes very crucial. Waste management. Right? So I hope you got the idea on the kind of in-depth analysis, in-depth research one has to do to answer questions based on career. And path becomes very crucial because whatever path you're going to follow is be it HR or LSM or SM or whatever path you want to follow, it should align with your career prospects. So So one has to know about the roles people play in these domains, right? And then it'll become easy for you to answer questions based on career, right? So a lot of times, whether you mention specialization, domain, sector while answering your questions, that creates an impression. If you want to give a general answer, that's also fine. But the point is, whether you say very specific answers or give a very general answer, they'll ask questions based on that. How do you write your short-term, medium-term, long-term goals? You'll have to actually dig deep, follow some people in that particular stream you want to choose, look at their career growth path, be it your senior or anybody, on LinkedIn or other places, and accordingly plan yourself. Okay, after these many years, people do this. After these many years, people reach here. Oh, earlier he was a GM, now he's somebody's a VP or something different. Any shift can be justified. Don't worry. To tell about your future career plans, you can talk of shifts from engineering to other disciplines. Why? Because again, at the end of it, it's not about only my interest. It's also about the opportunities which I see in future and the way I want to grow in life. So if something new comes up and I can create my interest in that particular field. See, nobody knew about AI in management some 5 years ago, but today people know about it. So sometimes you need to create interest in new fields, and that's fine, right? So this was basically about how to answer career-related questions during your PI or SOP rounds. So thank you so much for patiently listening to all this. But again, it's really an important question. One has to prepare and, create an impact during interviews. So all the best, all of you. Give your best and don't worry much about the results. Enjoy the path. The destination will automatically reach you. You don't need to reach the destination. It'll reach you. So follow the journey. Enjoy the path. Thank you so much. Have a nice time. Good night. Take care.